What are we doing?
Digging through the electrical bin for parts for Dreamboat. Right now, we've got this, I think it's a 25 foot.
That's my new one for my 1960s Airstream.
30 foot actually. 30 foot, yes, it is. And I've got a Furrion jack, but I don't have the cord.
No, I bought a cord for that.
Yes, the cord is in the other Airstream.
So we brought the plug for this Airstream, but we
didn't bring the cord.
The matching cord.
So it looks like this cord can go on here right now. That's the good news. We'll put a 30-foot cord on him instead of the 1 foot that he has right now.
Okay. I don't love having it ride in the compartments.
The good news
is
there
the
is a
unplugging
compartment there for it, so...
Okay. I mean, I guess if we don't want to be still doing this electrical work in 6 months, I guess we need to do this now.
This is a quick solution.
Yeah.
Right now.
Unfortunately, we brought half the stuff for this trailer and then the cord for the other Airstream, so...
I'm sorry?
We can't think of everything, I guess. And we certainly are rolling around with an awful lot of stuff right now because we have all the parts for Dreamy.
Yep.
So it'll be interesting to see over time what we left in the 1960s Airstream.
Well, it'll get an upgrade when we eventually put that in it.
I really wanted that for Dreamboat.
I'm going to undo this wiring because it's pretty unsafe. I am now going to take off this outlet plate and see how these connections are made.
It is so buggy. I know that parking in the sun would be hot, but it might actually help us.
Maybe.
Oh my.
Yep. Right here, it looks like the wire's been chopped into by something in this cover, and that's a little bit dangerous.
Little bit.
Well, it's through the insulation. That's not good. Well, at least the wire nuts are on tight. I'm struggling to get the wire nut off in this mess. At this point, I'm just going to cut right at the wire nut and solve it that way.
That's terrifying.
That's a wire nut coming apart.
I definitely don't have that kind of hand strength. Wow.
I'd like to remove this box. It's held on with 2 rusted flathead screws, and I'm a little worried. I cannot get these screws out, so this is an aluminum box. I'm hoping I can just crack it. Yep.
Yikes.
Yep.
I need to clean that up significantly. All right, out with the old, in with the new.
Tease the wall back and see if I can see what I need to see here.
We meant to disassemble the Murphy bed so we would have access to this stuff, but we just haven't done it yet.
When I put this floor in, I notched for that coming up through, but I can't remember much about what it does behind the wall.
So my question is, can we just push the new one up through in? Whatever junction box, all of that sketchy weirdness
So
that was in that electrical box?
yeah, where do you want to put the junction box? On the inside?
Well, I mean, there's plenty of holes.
Okay, let's see if we can get to that.
Do you want me to try to push those up through?
Let's.
And you grab it on the other side?
I know I'll need to strip this to make connections inside the new box.
Okay.
So I'm gonna strip it
that
now
first
to make it thinner. We'll tape these to it, and hopefully all the fatness will fit up through.
Okay. Why don't you go and pull on it, and I'll try and push and help feed and guide it. And then we can work inside out of the bugs.
Yep. Hopefully I've minimized the...
Yeah, he tapered it.
Tapered, yeah.
That wiggled it a lot.
Yeah. I got 2 hands of this because it's cutting my wrist off.
Yep. Okay, ready when you are. It's going. Well, it's moving. Let me just rip this jacket. All right, try again, babe. You have got the tape now?
After studying this panel for a minute, it's become clear to me that it's not wired safely, and I actually don't want to use this panel. There's no bus bar for my grounds. This panel, while old, is actually wired in a safe manner, and for all the weird modifications that have been done in here, they haven't really messed with the panel. So we're going to keep that. The thing that was done in this coach that seems very, very wrong to me is that this panel that was on the other side was powered by the cord coming in, and that forked to power both this panel and this panel at the same time.
Before the breakers.
Before the main breaker.
Which then power the rest of the coach.
Yeah. This panel powers all the original wiring. This was added. I've got this wire wiggling here. I can feel it in the wall up to here. So this is the main power coming in. So the main feed wire runs across this rib on top of it and through a reinforced grommet, and then it stays on top of this rib all the way down to the rib on the other side of the window. I'm going to have to disconnect and reconnect the main power a couple times, maybe even today alone. Right now, just for testing. I've never used these Wago connectors before, but I'm hoping that they're quicker and easier than wire nuts and a lot of electrical tape, and less sticky too. So I've stripped the stranded copper, which is the incoming pigtail, and I've stripped the Romex type wire that's coming out of the wall. This feeds the main panel. And the Wago connectors will now connect each color, white to white. Marked. Black to black. I like that they're clear and you can see that the wire is fully buried in there.
Well, normally we wouldn't leave things untaped and like mounted in a box or secured or anything, but because everything needs to be temporary right now, this should be adequate for testing.
Yep.
But they have these like snap-in carriers that you can put in junction boxes that will hold those securely mounted. Once we know what we need, we can order some if you like these enough that you want to keep using them.
This will be better than the 1 foot that you had.
Again, no drama, no sparking. All right, let's go turn on the breakers and see.
Main power's on.
All right, so we have a good connection.
Yep.
Okay.
So I'm going to figure out, we didn't figure out before what this box does. I'm going to just start with that real quick.
Okay. That had something.
So this wire, I need to see what circuit it's on.
Okay.
It's that one. It appears that this junction box right here, which would be over the existing water tank, is tied in with the bathroom outlet.
Which means it's also tied in with the passenger seat.
With the passenger seat outlet. All right, I took off the old wire nuts on this connection to test it. I'm actually going to put back a Wago connector. This is a smaller gauge connector than we just used over on the pigtail connection. And it'll allow me a temporary connection in case I decide to do something different with this outlet location.
And it means we don't have live wires just hanging.
Right. Well, that's the other thing. It's going to be safer than just having it testable. We've just checked the very basic wiring schematic, and for the AC circuit, it should be one dedicated wire running straight down the ceiling and down the wall to the panel. So we're going to see if it's dead-ended somewhere up here in the ceiling now. I'm going to check behind the AC panel first.
Oh, no way. In order to get that, we took all that.
Yeah, it was shoved by past. It's, I think, one of the 3 wires here. I can't tell which. We were about to test to see which was on that circuit, but I found it further up.
Ready?
Yeah. That's good.
So
This is
that's the
AC
one
circuit.
that we haven't found anything.
Yep.
Okay, great.
All right, let's connect it up.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's really scary.
It is. It
Okay.
is. There's a cut in the jacket on the Romex here, so I'm going to cut it back to here, somewhere in here, and strip it here. Mains off.
Breakers are off.
Going to use these to connect the AC. They didn't mention it when we were connecting the pigtail, but these are rated to 45 amps, so hopefully they'll be just fine for the AC.
Wire nuts have been used for years and years, but man, that certainly seems
Secure.
tidy and easy, especially when you need to probably undo it a couple of times.
Yeah.
Black to black, white to white.
Bend them away from each other a little bit, and everybody's tight.
Okay.
Well, Ray, thanks for commenting on our weird wiring video. Yes, this was in fact dead-ended up here in the ceiling. That was one of my fears, as I find it just dead-ended somewhere. Very much appreciate your comments on that video. And yeah, we're on our way here. We're going to test this thing next.
Oh,
Working.
oh,
Not fully
man.
back together, but we do have it working. Go ahead and...
Okay, so we've cranked it all the way down to 60 degrees, although I'm not even sure it's 60 degrees
outside
to see if this...
actually kick on.
Yeah, it might soft start and start blowing, but... Alright, so I heard the compressor kick on.
Yeah, and it's blowing cold now. Alright, could you please go see what it's actually drying off the post outside?
Sure. Pump. I have the heat on. How awesome is that? Oh, it works. I'm so excited. Oh man, I look like I've been electrocuted. I'm gonna put my hat back on.
I'm happy to say we have not been electrocuted.
I know. I think we've been pretty lucky, truthfully. Although we're really cautious.
It's kind of the point of this thing.
Right. Special thanks to Streamrolling. You are always insightful. We have the most awesome supporters. I just want you to know we really appreciate when you weigh in on our videos. It really helps to have advice and actionable items when we're sort of floundering and we don't know where to go next.
Yep.